All right. The day before the fight, the weigh-in between Anthony Joshua, the weigh-in of Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz took place. Andy Ruiz looked big as a house. Anthony Joshua looks frail. Let's talk about that, the weigh-in, and what I think it means for the fight in this. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers and members. If you're not subscribed, please accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel. If you are already subscribed and a member of the LDBC, you come around on a regular basis, please accept my invitation to join as a member and see the special perks related to that. Also, thank you to the Patreon community and the live stream community. Make sure you're there Sunday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with myself, Blood Boxing, KQKC Boxing, Trap House Boxing, and Curtis Anderson when we wrap up the week. And I'm quite sure this weekend we will be talking about Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz and what happened in their rematch. But this video right now, we're going to talk about the weigh-in. Very interesting, man. And I got to say, I told y'all, Andy Ruiz didn't look no slimmer than me. It's a big giveaway when Cat is wearing black shirts, okay? Black is very slim in color. Excuse me, nose itches. Black is a slim in color. Every picture that I've seen him in looked like he was wearing black. So I was like, it just kind of slims down everything. He looks like a big dude. That's just what he is, man. So Andy Ruiz weighs in at 280 pounds. And just looking like Fluffy, looking like the Mexican comedian Fluffy, man. Very, very funny dude. And but I don't really, as far as that weight for Andy Ruiz, I don't think that's gonna make much of a difference. That's just how big the guy is, man. If he was cutting down from, the fact that he's weighing up at around 280 pounds, man, that's just the size that guy is. 6'1", 280 pounds. That's just a big boy, man. I'm not sure if it's really going to affect his endurance at all. I don't think it is. From what I saw at the weigh-in, and shout out to my man, Mr. Boxing Today 2, that showed in the actual weigh-in that Andy Ruiz was just letting a lot of shots go. Didn't look like he was breathing hard at all. And I think the guy's he's used to carrying that type of weight. Early in his career, I do believe he was weighing in above 300 pounds or somewhere around 300 pounds right before he changed trainers to fight with Abel Sanchez maybe a fight or two before Andy Ruiz's fight with Joseph Parker back in 2016. So I mean, Andy Ruiz has fought at this size before. So I just think that that's just his size, man. And he probably at 260, when he got down to 260 in the last fight, he was probably, a little smaller than he just usually is. And also he was on back-to-back training camps. So he had more time because I think he had fought like 5 weeks before or something like that. It wasn't very long before. So he had a training camp and then he got right back into training camp. So he never really had an opportunity to go up in weight at all. So he just kept working his weight down, got in there at 260 pounds for his last fight. I kind of expected this. I said before, again, when people were talking about how he looked slim and all that, I was like, I don't see it, dude. I think he's going to come in. I thought he'd come in around the same size, but this is a little bigger, but it's nowhere near his career high. I believe I heard that he was up close to 290 in some of his earlier fights. And he's just a big boy. Now, Anthony Joshua, on the other hand, 10 pounds of muscle? Because I had been hearing for several fights how Anthony Joshua was going to slim down. My assumption was, again, Anthony Joshua is probably going to come in around the same size that he always comes in, or at least he's come in for the last 3 or 4 fights. I heard before Joseph Parker fight, he's going to slim down. Then I heard after, the Povetkin fight that, he was going to slim down, right? He was coming in slimmer. Same thing I'd heard before with the Andy Ruiz one, that he was going to come in slimmer. This is the first time this dude has actually come in significantly smaller than he did the last fight, 10 whole pounds. And that just makes me, that just makes me wonder, how do you get rid of 110 pounds of muscle in 5 months. I mean, he was ripped before. I mean, he's not like he was 260 pounds and you saw little love handles on the guy. You didn't. You saw, I mean, you see the dude look ripped. He had abs, you know, he had that little bit of a bubble gut, you know, which, man, that's a whole nother conversation. But how do you get rid of that much money? How do you get rid of that much weight in pure muscle? Like, there's just some crazy, man, this dude just got a crazy metabolism, man. He can put on in, I think, what they say, like 2 or 3 years. Don't quote me on this, but he put on, like, since he was in the amateurs, it looked like, I think he put on like 10, 15 pounds of muscle since he was a 22-year-old amateur, right? So he puts on 15 pounds of muscle, you know, whatever the actual number is, but a lot of muscle weight. And then all of a sudden he just takes it off in 5 months. Now, there's theories out there about how that can work. I'm not going to indulge in that right now. We all know what that is, but let's just assume for a second that that's not the case. That it's not the case that this is some type of, you know, funny way to go about, you know, losing weight, that he just truly lost the weight. That would mean that's all muscle. I mean, that it's literally all muscle, no water, none of that. That it is just pure muscle that he burned off because he wasn't taking in enough calories, right? Now you can lose, it is possible, I do believe, to lose 15 pounds of muscle in a short amount of time if you don't eat. If you don't eat and you're exercising, dude, but what you're gonna burn down, 20% of what you burn away is gonna be muscle. Trust me, I have lost 50 pounds before in the wrong way. I've lost it the wrong way by just, you know, making sure that I just did not eat over, you know, 1,100 calories, and all the calories that I ate were coming from coming from a little bit of fish, but for the most part, like vegetables. When I lost all that weight, man, I felt so weak, man. I felt like as soon as you blew a strong wind came along, I felt rocky. You know what I mean? But if you're going to lose weight in the right way, it takes a lot longer because you've got to exercise. And when you're in that caloric deficit, you have to lift weights. If you don't lift weights while you're in the caloric deficit, then your body is going to burn a lot of muscle. The only way that you're going to be able to keep that muscle is if you're lifting heavy weights and telling your body, look, don't burn this muscle. I need it for these activities. But that is going to make your weight loss take a lot longer than 5 months. Because you're not losing what weighs the most on your body, which is the muscle. Now that's my understanding of it. So I don't know, man. If either one of these scenarios is going to hurt somebody, I would lean towards it being more risky for Anthony Joshua. Losing that much weight and of muscle, right? Versus Andy Ruiz really just blowing back up to a weight that he has fought at before. And also the styles. Now, this is something that was said by 78 Sports TV in his video. So I want to acknowledge first that I listened to his video before I make this particular comment, because it's something that he opened my eyes to. Anthony Joshua was getting consultation from Vladimir Klitschko. And we know, if you're familiar with Vladimir Klitschko's style of fighting, right? Fighting shorter fighters. He would throw a jab, maybe throw a right hand. If anything missed, as soon as he got in there, he would run in there, grab, push the guy's head down, lay on his back, hit, get, move, and just wore a guy down and made him tired by laying on his back. If that's the approach then Anthony Joshua is going to take with Andy Ruiz, he's going to get knocked out. Because Andy Ruiz, it weighing that much more than Anthony Joshua, is going to be able to push Anthony Joshua up off of him. And Andy Ruiz's hands are so close inside that especially with that left hand off the break, that's going to catch that suspect chin of Anthony Joshua. So, you know, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. But again, I'm not changing my prediction. I'm still taking Anthony Joshua by way of decision because of the extreme amount of jankiness and just straight up scandalous nature of Matchroom Boxing. And people can get mad at me all they want. I don't care, man. I see what these guys are doing. I'm going to do another video about what the more important story is about this fight, and how it's probably going to come up next after this one, and how you see the most ridiculous things going on around this fight, going on around Matchroom Boxing. And if they're willing to be as scandalous as they are in these other areas, I have no doubt whatsoever that they will just flat out fix a fight, because, you know, they just have no moral compass whatsoever. Anyway, it is what it is. The fight is coming up tomorrow. I can't wait. Definitely going to call a fight on my channel because it's coming on early in the morning, so I will be wide awake. Hang out with me tomorrow. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.